Welcome to another glamorous episode here of Any Given Funday. Somewhere in the 180s, 190 range, I'm sure. And it's good to be here. Monday night tonight. We're just here. We're doing it. Friday episode per regular. Got the crew here. Joey Haas, Ray Osterhout. Kobe's just botching it over there per usual. B. Molson in the cut like Neosporin, no cap. And here we are. We're good. You want New York sports, but you came to the right spot. Fellas, what's going on? It's good to be here.
Yeah, dude. It's
beautiful night.
It was a great weekend.
Yeah.
I will say that. And also, I mean, it was a shitty day today, but also I think the elephant in the room, right, that we need to address. Kobe dropped an F-bomb on the radio this past Sunday.
He sure did. And oh yeah. Yep, you weren't aware of that one? Yeah, Kobe was in mid-conversation.
What were we even talking about? Daniel Jones
and Matt Ryan. And Kobe was just like, wait, he's pissed right now.
That's a big no-no out there?
That's a walk of shame. Yeah, that's a walk of shamer.
They get mad at you?
I mean, you tell me, Brent. If you were watching TV on ESPN right now, and you know, fucking, you name the guy, right?
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith is mid talk about LeBron James. He's just like LeBron, and then just like starts ripping it.
Yeah.
So like he just let out that.
But I will say this: he won my heart today. He came to my work when he had some downtime. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know this.
He got me a. As you see, he's wearing that. He got me my early birthday gift and actually matched you with the City Connect Sox hat that you.
You know, it's funny. It's almost like
you both pitched in on that or something.
No, it's just almost like we did that on purpose.
I mean, I figured.
It's crazy.
I figured you did, but I wasn't also expecting a jersey. You know what I mean? Hey. You got me a great jersey last year, with the red with the patch on it. All right, dude.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, it's coming out. When's your birthday?
Not till August. So
you got a birthday coming up now?
No, I just had him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We just had one.
Yeah, I'm fucking shot. Don't even think of me.
I don't know anybody's birthday. Unless I write it in my calendar, the only people I know are my mom, my dad, and my sister.
I don't know.
Otherwise than that, I don't remember.
You know, funny story. Well, actually, we're on the topic here. Welcome to Any Given Funday, by the way. Kobe, I got in a lot of trouble for not remembering a birthday. I know you can remember that.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Oh, yeah, he can. I got in a lot of trouble for not remembering a birthday.
Is it the person that I know?
Sure is.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was...
We'll bleep it out. Who is it?
Huh?
We'll bleep it out. Who is it?
I'll tell you at a later time. Yeah, it was... I didn't remember a birthday, and let's just say, bro, my ass was almost a part of fucking the Sunday meets at fucking Hannaford, bro. I was almost in the butcher block.
Yeah, the butcher block.
But...
Just doing sitting at Fred the Butcher's, just getting caught up.
Yeah, 100%. But good thing I squat. But
shut up.
Saratoga, right? I think that's where we wanted to start this conversation. And you know, for what it's worth, we've had some good times up at Saratoga. We've had some really shitty times.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to take this moment in time, right, on July 18th, and I just want to say happy anniversary to you, Ray.
I want to know what that anniversary is for. I mean, I know you previewed it a little bit before.
Yeah. So, you know, happy anniversary. We went out 1 year ago today, and we were out in Toga.
Yeah.
And, you know, just like every Tom, Dick, and Harry, I don't know. I even twitched my face. I don't know. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry, right, goes and checks their Snapchat memories every day. Mm-hmm. So, you know, just like everybody else, I went and checked mine today, and there was Lil Ray. And...
Lil Ray.
So what happened was my friend Ray over here, who's absolutely cracked, by the way, decided to get pissed drunk per usual when we're together, right? Like that's usually a common theme. Mm-hmm. And Ray has one ritual, right? And I think a lot of people do too. But it's you gotta get a couple slices.
Gotta get a couple slices. Doesn't matter where it's from.
No.
Because it's going to taste amazing.
Yeah.
And you're going to wake up the next morning and your stomach is going to be feeling it. Along with all that fucking alcohol.
You know, and I took a page out of your book too a couple times and went full pie. I have went full pie before, and Kobe can attest to this.
I'm surprised I haven't yet, to be completely honest with you.
I've went
3 to 4 is usually my max.
And I've went full pie by myself.
Right.
You know... Right, it was four.
Was
it
slices? Cheese though? That's the big question. Was it just like
it was all different.
Yeah,
all different.
You raised me well, Dad. You raised me well. All right, but we get drunk. We get our pizza. We're walking back to the hotel.
Yeah, we had a hotel.
Okay, we had a hotel room that night, so we didn't drink and drive. We were very responsible. So we're walking back to the hotel, which is about 6-7 minutes from Caroline Street, and we're walking by, and Ray's got his slice out, right? And he's chewing on this thing, and you can just imagine this, right? Like Ray's just face deep in this slice.
I am locked in.
Yeah, he's locked in.
Zoned out.
Yeah,
Nothing can stop
no
me
doubt.
at this point.
And we look over, and we hear, and Ray's like mid chomp, and he looks over, and he's like, I go, yo, Ray, I think this guy's throwing up. And Ray looks over, and I feel like this is the point where I cut to the video, and it is just Raymond.
For some reason in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna go approach these dudes.
So this
make sure that this guy is okay, right? And he's also wearing a James Harden jersey. I thought he was wearing a Steve Francis.
First thing
jersey.
Ray does, all right? There's about 4 different avenues you can go down with this, right? You could take the A, I'm going to help this person approach. B, fuck this guy. C, go talk to the person that's in the driver's seat and say, yo, watch your boy. Or choice D, which actually wasn't even an option, and that was try to figure out what jersey this guy's wearing while he's yakking out the side of the car. All right, so Ray goes with choice D.
Choice D is clear
Choice
cut.
D. And you hear, oh yeah, that's Steve Francis jersey looking good.
And then he throws.
Ray gives him instead of a courtesy, ball player tip of the hat, one of these, like, Ray gives his flop of a pizza and he goes, oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, we here.
We here. So.
And before I started walking away, the guy yucks one more time.
After Ray had conversation. So, happy birthday or happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to you. That's a huge thing.
I can't believe that was a year ago.
And yeah,
that was a lot of fun. I truly feel like that was probably the night that we started to really become. Obviously, we were close before, but I felt like that was the moment where it kind of. We spent a whole night together, and then we were kind of on our own that night.
Yeah, we were.
And at the end of the night, we were both just like
we fucked shit up.
We were roaming.
We fucked shit up.
We were a dangerous duo at that.
I would love this crew right here to go out together.
Oh my god! Well, we just were.
Well, no, I'm saying
not destroyed, though.
like we get to.
Bro, my birthday this year. If you are going to be anywhere this August, I would say whatever the weekend is before my birthday. I think so. My birthday's on the 9th.
2 weeks from now.
8, 7. So the 6th, I'm assuming. That's whatever Saturday before the 9th.
100%.
If you are going to be out anywhere, be out in Toga. Me, Joey, Bren, Colby. I'm sure fucking 90 other people that I know will be there. And we're gonna have a lot of fun in Toga. Get everybody. I think we'll figure something out whether we get a hotel, Airbnb.
Were you big drunk this weekend?
I drove there, bro.
Oh yeah, I wasn't. I didn't.
Yeah,
have a drink.
that to me is sometimes the funnest part though. Is just going there and just people watching.
I had a great time.
It was still fun. Like
Kobe had a great time. We're not going to get into Kobe, but Kobe had a great time.
Another day for another time.
Yes.
Anybody say anything stupid or
what?
Were we all good?
Oh no, it was great.
No,
it was
Jared,
great vibes.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, great vibes.
We're getting off topic.
Great vibes.
The main point of this was to bring up a story that we have in our minds. From Toga since we've been going there for me, it's been, I would say probably about 3 years. I've been 21 for 4, going on 5 now, but I haven't really gone to Toga since after I got out of college. And there's one memory that sticks out to me. And Joey, I believe you do know this one. I don't know if you guys know this one, but this is from my last year's birthday. Mm-hmm. Last year's birthday for me.
Okay.
So we got an Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Out, I would say, like on Route 50. Middle of fucking nowhere. Like, it was just a place. It had like a hot tub. It was like a duplex, really long. Had stuff outside. Had a deck, everything like that. It was cool. So we get out. Obviously, at this point, it's 2:30 in the morning, and I come out of Night Owl. Absolutely, just no clue where I am. My roommate Jack is with me at the time. He's destroyed, and I come out to him, right. I look him in the eye. I go, bro. Where is everybody? And it was just me and him on. Like, we went out with like 10 people. No joke,
what
like
time
10
was
people. This was like 2:33 o'clock. You met us back at the thing, didn't you?
I sure did.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But anyway,
podcast partner of the year right there.
So it was just me and Jack, and we're trying to get an Uber back to our Airbnb. I ordered the Uber. Apparently, I ordered the Uber to somewhere random on Route 50 instead of on Caroline Street and where I was. Mind you, I'm hammered. This guy calls me, just starts screaming at me. Like, where the fuck am I? And I'm like, bro, I'm on Caroline. What are you doing? And he's like, this is where you sent me. Just going off on me. I'm like, bro, I'm on.
Just come pick me up.
I couldn't even hear. Like,
Come pick
have
me
you ever
up.
been so drunk you can't hear?
Yeah.
Have you ever been that drunk? Because that's where I
Yeah,
was.
that was impressive.
And
Yeah,
I was like,
100%.
and I just go to Jack. I go, yo, you gotta talk to this dude. And he's like, you know what, bro? Whatever. I'm just ordering the Uber. I get back to the Uber. I'm expecting nobody to be there. I get there, get out of the car, and there's 15 people waiting for us. And after that, it was blacked out. I woke up. Me and Jack were already home.
So
It was a night. It was a night to remember.
I do remember that. I did the broadcast for the Empire. I think for the championship or the playoff game.
No, that was the championship game.
The championship.
Yes.
And then proceeded to drive up at 11 o'clock.
It wasn't the championship
No, it
game
was a playoff
because because I got COVID the week after.
That's right. That's
what happened.
So I went up for after the game and met you at Night Owl. Do you remember how I got in? That was pretty funny too.
Yeah, I didn't pay the bouncer.
Yeah, you didn't.
And, I told him I was going to give him
sweaty.
money.
And Dylan Arnold actually did.
Dylan Arnold came
Good friend.
over.
Good friend.
And was the sober one, and I just came out for a few drinks and gave the guy the bouncer some money, so he stopped getting off my ass.
I think I'll make mine short and sweet here. Mine was basically along the lines of like, if you're a dude, right? Because I think our podcast listeners are 90% dudes in our age bracket, right? So you can relate to this, but like you guys all have that spot, right, where you go out and you know that you have the potential to see every single girl you've ever talked to, every girl that you've danced with, texted, Snapchatted, slid in the DMs and got dubbed. Like, there's potential for that, right? Mm-hmm. And this last year, it all came to fruition for me. And basically, I went out and I'm sitting outside Gaffney's, right? See my ex-girlfriend. I'm like, what up? Give her a hug, move forward. Go into Gaffney's, have 2 drinks, turn my head, there's another one. And I'm like, and keep in mind, like, I've only talked to
it's like being on the fucking
5 or 6. I've only had serious things with like 5 or 6 girls, and they can all attest to this. Like, it's not like crazy news. And I turned my head, there's another one. I'm like, okay. Like, it's 10:45 and I've already seen 2 of them things. And I live in a world where I believe very strongly in good things come in threes. Well, guess what, Joey? Bad things come in threes too. So here I go to the next. I'm like, all right, I'm out of Gaffney's. I'm going to Night Owl. I get into Night Owl. I turn my head, and subsequently, there's another one. So
you went from the lion den to the tiger's den to the fucking rhino's den.
That's right.
In a matter of an hour.
And at that point, right, you have to be enough of a man to do one of 2 things, right?
You can ignore the situation?
No.
Yeah.
You can fucking start slugging drinks.
Okay. And ignoring the situation.
Right? And just get belligerent.
Yep.
Or, choice B, you remove yourself from the situation and you end
There's
up
a
at...
C.
What?
There's a C.
No, sure, there's a C.
Address the situation.
You confront them all, yeah. And
Horrible idea.
And you introduce
But
you introduce everybody to each other.
You get every
You
round.
say, hey, this was 2017, me 2019, and then here's 2021.
And what we're gonna do to see who goes home with me tonight? Rock, paper, scissors. Right now, let's go.
Right.
Fucking lay it all out on the table.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
get
one
it
of
out.
these. We're betting ponies. Right?
Yeah, come on. Sorry. Get the paper out. Start fucking slapping the table. Get the cigar in your hand.
But
fucking J-Mo on the
Yes,
rocks, just fucking
yes.
sitting there, just rocking your left leg. You know what I mean?
with a top hat.
Fucking feathering.
Yeah, right.
The whole 9, dude.
But that was my Saratoga story. I'll never do it again. Now I know to remove myself from the situation, and that's for the better of everybody.
Yeah.
But New York sports. That is New York sports, really. If you want to get down, if you want to get gritty with it, because
Play-by-play action.
when you're in Saratoga, right, it's New York, and then racing's a sport. But I think Caroline Street is also a sport.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It's a very tricky game.
You got to have a competitive edge if you want to be out there, right? And that's what makes an athlete an athlete. So
No, let's just say that I was out there with some of the boys. I won't say specific names, but we
Yeah.
were out there, and there was some Mac going on, some Mac going around. Not going to name names here, all right? But majority of the men that were with us
Had fun.
They were doing all right.
yeah. So to move on from that, there's never a good way to move on from that. right? Like, you can never just easily smoothen your transition over. So I'm just going to cut it dry right here. Boom. All right, it's over. Now,
I'm sad.
What?
I'm sad.
Yeah, I'm sad too, but I think there's going to be a lot more of them, right? I'm not too worried.
Yeah, well, these are stories that I think will at least be here for, whoever knows how long. But we're going to make some, I think, more memories, especially if not on my birthday, then sooner than that.
Oh yeah, it's going to get sweaty. But there has been, we addressed it on the radio, we addressed it early last week too. But it is Donovan Mitchell, right? And his like weird romance kind of thing with the New York Knicks. And we talked about it the other day briefly, but I wanted to save the beef of this conversation for right here, right now, right? Knicks fans, I think, are split down the middle on this, and I want to know which side you would side with. I'll choose a side as well. But the question is if you're the New York Knicks and you have a chance to get Donovan Mitchell, do you put R.J. Barrett into the trade? Are you comfortable getting rid of R.J. Barrett if you receive Donovan Mitchell? Now, we're going to say this, right? Hypothetically, that's the only way this works, okay? I know that there was the trade the other day of 6 first-round picks. That's just not feasible for
with 3 role players.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just not feasible. So the only way that you really make it out of here with an even trade is R.J. Barrett is in the trade for Donovan Mitchell. Ray, you go first. Do you do it?
Personally, I don't. And I'll start with this reason. We've had R.J. Barrett has been in the league now for, 2 years? Right? He started to come into that. He's that clutch player, their go-to guy. Now you have a guy in Jalen Brunson coming in. You're finally giving him a piece that you think is going to help them in the Knicks, right? They think that he's going to come in and be beneficial to RJ and to this team. Why not give him a shot and say, hey, this is your team this year. We're going to let it rock, see how it plays out, and if it doesn't work, then we'll start to look elsewhere. Because RJ hasn't had a team, like look at Donovan Mitchell's team, right? He's had all the pieces. He's had O'Neal, he's had Ingles, he's had Gobert, he's had a veteran point guard.
He's had Jordan Clarkson, he's had Mike Conley, he's had Bojan Bogdanovic, he's had everybody and their cousin.
Exactly. So he's had a team built around him to win. RJ hasn't had that for him yet. And what's the ceiling that we've come to see with the Utah Jazz over the past couple seasons? Donovan Mitchell becomes an all-star, but he's that 23 to 25 points per game guy. He's going to get you to the playoffs.
Which isn't bad.
No, we're not saying it's bad, but we're saying that we haven't seen RJ's ceiling. I personally feel like we've seen Donovan Mitchell's ceiling at this point in his career. And not to say that he can't get better. I'm saying at the point where I don't think he's going to go further than a first or second round. I don't know if he'll ever even make an NBA Finals
by himself.
In his career. Yes,
by himself. As the best player on the team.
As the best player on the team, I don't know if Donovan Mitchell is going to be able to take a team over the top and make them a better team. And we just haven't seen that with RJ yet. So why not at least give him a year with a team that you just spent $100 million on a guy, right, to bring him in that you think he's going to change the culture. Why not at least give them two a shot first?
I'll say this to start, right? When I look at R.J. Barrett and I look at Donovan Mitchell, there's one thing that sticks out to me like a sore thumb, right? And that's the defense. R.J. Barrett, right, is a guy for the Knicks that will guard the best player on the other team and do a pretty good job, right? If you're the Knicks and you're playing the Celtics, guess who R.J.'s guarding? Jason Tatum. If you're the Knicks and you're playing the Lakers, guess who R.J.'s guarding? LeBron James. If you're the Knicks and you're playing the Nets, guess who he's guarding? Kevin Durant, right? If you're it just so happens that Donovan Mitchell is a shooting guard. I don't think he's as good at on-ball defense, at perimeter defense. I think just R.J. Barrett, like we've already seen that he can get the ball in the bucket, right? But I think it's the fact that he could turn into like a Paul George. Like, he has that potential. If he can just shot create a little bit more, right? He plays a lot of off ball. If he can come in this season and he has that extra step where he can take you on an ISO, dude, like, we may not even be having this conversation in a year. We'd be saying, why did we even think about Donovan Mitchell and RJ Barrett? Like, I think RJ's better. Like, not right now, but I think the ceiling of where he can go is way higher. Like, I will agree with you on that, Ray. We've seen the peak of Donovan Mitchell. Like, I think he can transform, but I don't think he can get, like, better.
I don't think
I want him to get better. Like, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that, like Donovan Mitchell's not bad. He's a top 20 player in the NBA.
Right? Yeah, and arguably top 15. But that's where I think he's gonna sit around his whole career. It's the same thing with like Damian Lillard, right? That's another guy I would kind of compare him to. I think Dame is more clutch. But as a guy who is the solo guy on your team, who's the number one player, who's going to bring somebody else in, a guy underneath Damian Lillard, do you think that that's another guy that could go to the finals with the team leading them by himself?
Yeah, I mean, we saw Dame go to the Western Conference Finals with C.J. McCollum,
right? But that's their
yeah.
And I think
that was
Dame,
peak Portland Trailblazers, and
I think Dame is better for playoff bound than Donovan Mitchell, so that's why I think that they were able to reach it further, right? I don't know if Donovan really ever had like a number two, but I mean, the way that Jordan Clarkson's been playing the past couple of years has been, scoring the basketball wise has been something that you can just relate to off the bench. A 6-man like that comes off, gives you that scoring threat, is just a different. He's been a different breed. So I get where some people are coming from, saying, "Oh, he hasn't had a number two. Oh, he hasn't had this." If he's the best player on the team, you're only going to get worse from him, right? So what do you do? Bring in another top 20 guy, another top 25 guy?
I'll stand by RJ. Like, I will. I think he's really good. I think he's only gotten better, right? Like, Donovan came out the gates good. Like, we were like, whoa, fuck, SPIDA's like good. Like everybody started just saying SPIDA right away. Like 3 weeks into the season, this dude's dropping 30 points a game, right? And it's January, and you're like, wow, fuck, like this dude's nice. But when you set the bar that high to start, how do you you either stay at that bar or you turn into an elite guy, like elite, like we're talking Luka level, right? He didn't do that. So
go ahead,
yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, you add Donovan Mitchell onto this basketball team with Brunson and RJ, that's a good basketball team. You find a way to keep those three together, oh shit! Like we're talking the rent. Like we could be going to a great New York Knicks team.
Yeah,
right?
especially I would say even in like 2 to 3 years. I don't know if it'll be great
100%.
right away, but I think
they could be. I think they could be a top 4 seed in the East if Mitchell, RJ, and Brunson were all playing on the same team.
In
together.
3 to 5 years, I agree. But
You say 3 to 5 years?
Yes. I don't think right away. I think they
could be right there.
I think that they need time because Jalen Brunson was in such a different system, right? And I think about the team that really gave him his bag. The Utah Jazz. The first round, when I literally sat there and I said, if we don't have Luka Doncic, we are going to get swept by the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Because I believe that much in Donovan Mitchell to go out, show out against a team that was depleted, that didn't know how to play without Luka. We haven't seen that team. They looked almost I don't want to say better, but they played better team basketball without him. Like we looked like the fucking Kawhi Leonard Spurs out there with Tony Parker and Manu running around, and we had Dorian Finney-Smith. It's like, what am I watching right now? Like Jalen Brunson was dropping 34 and 37 on these guys' heads. And then what happens? He slows down. Luka comes back. He still gets he still was doing his thing, right? He was still having 18, 20 points. Like you said, I think he averaged around 24 or something along those lines. But obviously when he came back, it was a different game that he had to play. He had to basically play in 2 different offenses. So now moving over to a Knicks system, we need to just see a change overall. And like I said, I think with the Knicks, it's more than just meets the eye. I think it's more than just the players that they have in place. It comes from the top. It comes from the system that they've tried to build and the system that they're trying to put in and trying to be old school and stuff like that. Like, we're not there anymore. We run small basketball, we shoot threes, and we run in transition. That's what teams, you look at the Golden State Warriors, you look at the Boston Celtics, those are the 2 teams that stand out to you and say, okay, how did they make the finals last year? And those are the things that they were great at.
Let me ask you this one, all right? Thinking about it in my head. All right, so you're the Knicks, right? You make this trade. You have RJ on your team still. You find a way to get Donovan Mitchell. You have Jalen Brunson, right? They're all healthy. What's your pecking order as far as every team? All right, LeBron's the number 1 scorer. AD's the number 1 scorer, right? Like, what's the order of who should be getting the most shots in what order?
I
don't know.
I think for the first, that's such a tough question because I feel like Donovan's gonna want to come in. If he gets put to that team, he knows himself as the number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Right? RJ, I don't think he's 20 points a game. Yeah.
He's 20 points a game. Yep.
Is he number 1 material yet?
But do you?
That's my but. Do you stunt his growth?
You stunt it. Yes.
By making
You do.
Donovan.
100%, yeah.
by making Donovan the number one guy and keeping Brunson, because I don't think Brunson minds being 3. I really don't. He was number 6
but didn't
2 years ago.
Didn't they bring him in to be a scorer?
Yeah,
right.
But I feel obviously it's a way different role, but I think of it as like, think about what Rondo was to the big 3, quote unquote, right? Think about how much he really contributed with more than just like Jalen Brunson is so good at different things of just getting into the paint and getting what he wants and having like being able to post up as like a 6'3", 6'4" guard, like a smaller guy, and being able to play different on the ball. He's such a different player than RJ. He's such a different player than Donovan. So I think it just gives you that different look, right? Like you had Wade, LeBron, and Bosh. You know what I mean? Like they all bring a different style of play to how they can score the ball. And I think that would be the most elusive thing to do. And just getting Jalen the ball and being like, okay, he's got this possession. So yeah, did you bring him in for $100 million to be number 3? No. Did the Heat bring in Bosh to be a number 3? No. But guess what? There is a pecking order at the end of the day. That's how it worked out. Like Chris Bosh was a nasty motherfucker with the Raptors.
Quentin Grimes, 2 guard, right? 2.
Yeah.
2 guard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now hear me out, right? I gotta have a hot take.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Would it be crazy? I mean, it'd be crazy. Absolutely, it would.
I already know it's
Is
crazy.
it crazy to say that you could make a starting lineup, right, with whoever at the 4 and the 5, but have Donovan Mitchell play your point guard, Quentin Grimes play your 2 guard, RJ play your 3, and you have the highest paid 6-man in history, Jalen Brunson, come in and drop 22 a game? Is that far out of like you're telling me, Ray, he may go down. Like I'm not shitting you. He may go down as the best 6-man of all time if he took that role.
Oh, if Jay Crawford ain't getting that money off the fucking bench, you know what I mean? Like that's my thought. If Jamal Crawford and
you
like
give
guys
him, but you still give him 20.
Cam Johnson getting that money?
Give him 20.
I'll take Cam Johnson over Jalen Brunson.
But how nice would it be?
You get what I'm saying? And
how nice would it be to have
that
that man come out like shoot like out of a fucking rocket? Like 6 minutes left in the first, and he just comes in and just
by
starts
himself,
hooping on you.
I feel like we saw what he can do, but he still needs pieces. Like the Knicks need to get deeper if they're going to allow him to do that, right? Because think about this. Brunson was basically this. If you think about it, he was the 6th man that started with the secondary squad, right? Because the Mavs team, for a lot of other teams around Luka, is a secondary squad. How many teams is Dwight Powell going to start on? How many teams is Maxi Kleber going to start
4.
on? How many teams is Dorian Finney-Smith going to start on, right?
10?
Maybe, right?
Maybe.
So think about it like that, though. Because Brunson has guys around him that are, I wouldn't say second-string guys, but they're not elite enough for a lot of other teams to be on the first team. So what does that Knicks secondary lineup look like? Because he still had guys around him that could shoot the basketball, you know what I mean? That's where my issue comes in, is how well could he thrive when it is really just based off of his performance? How well is he going to thrive with the Knicks secondary lineup that they have without having someone else on the floor that can really help him out?
Is it it's a fair thing to say?
If they go out and get just straight shooters, is my point. That is what they would need to do for him to, I think, feel comfortable. And that's what you go back and you look at their offense. It was guys who were able to move the basketball efficiently, and then Brunson was able to go and get to the rim off of swinging it around, off of getting a pick away from the ball or something small like that, just to free him up to get him ahead of steam going to the basket. And like I said, when he's in around the paint, he is one of the better players in the league, right? Like we don't see a lot of his game anymore in the league. So that's why it makes it so different.
100%. I don't know. We'll close this out here, right? Because I have another conversation that I'm chomping at the bits to get to. Mm-hmm. If I'm the Knicks, I'm going to think twice to send RJ. I
think that's the conclusion we've come to, huh?
Yeah, I think I like RJ Barrett a lot. I think he's great for New York. I think he's great for this team. I think Tibbs did exactly what he wanted to do with RJ. And he instilled the same thing that he instilled in Jimmy Butler. It's that defense first mentality, right? Like, you got to be fucking gritty on defense, and then you can turn it over to offense, right? You have the skill set to be a great offensive player, but first and foremost, I want you to be a gritty defensive player, and he's gritty.
100%.
And I don't think at this point, like, you can turn Donovan into a defensive-minded player like you can RJ.
And I don't even think
He sculpted him perfectly.
Even that, like I said, I think it's too early for RJ Barrett for us to say, can he be a number one guy on the team? I think it is too early for us to say.
Oh, it's too early. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because we were talking about,
but we're getting there. We're getting there.
But Tatum had those moments. RJ had those moments this year, right? I mean, there was really a 1 to 2 year stunt where Tatum kind of went from that skinny guy to being a little bit more, brolic, and you could see the growth that he had in the next year, and the changes that he made to his game to really elevate it from obviously until barring the finals, but up until that point. The changes that he made and the elevation he made in his game in one single season, bless you, was truly, you know what I mean? Why can't that happen with RJ? Obviously, the situations are different, but I still think that if a player is that good, right, they will elevate their game no matter what team they're on, and they'll prove that they are that good of a player.
I think that is a tough. If I'm the Knicks, straight up, I'm not doing it.
No,
I'm keeping RJ Barrett.
100%.
Donovan Mitchell, great player. I like RJ and I like his potential. Wow, that's a tough one. That is a tough decision.
Yeah, my throat hurts from how much we're talking.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. So we have the All-Star game coming up. Minutes from now, really.
No, next.
Or the Home Run Derby. I'm sorry, All-Star Weekend or All-Star, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know.
All-Star break. Just leave it at that.
There you go. All-Star break. And all the players, right? If you're an all-star, you're probably down in LA right now, and everybody is asking you every juicy, fat question that you could possibly think of, right? Like you've been thinking of these bad boys for months, right? And Aaron Judge steps up to the podium. Aaron. Yeah. Ricky there in the back. Yeah. Aaron. Do you want to stay on the Yankees? And Aaron, a professional, right? Definitely a professional in the way that he talks and in the way that he carries himself. And he says, man, like I'm first and foremost, it's, hey, listen, I'm blessed to be able to play baseball like this. A very humble, approach. He knows he's a fucking genetic freak, but he doesn't need to go out and say that. And he says, you know what, like, first off, I'm blessed to be able to be in this position. But, it's not about the money for me. It's never been about the money. It's I want to stay a Yankee. And, right, we've heard this before. This isn't the first time he said this. Mm-hmm. However,
it was about the money in the offseason.
I think it was about his worth, right? And I think, like, you got to be able to bet on yourself, too.
But if you value yourself at something, then, yeah, it is about money at the end of the fucking day, right? I mean, in words, you know what I mean? In my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, if it's not about the money, then you take $5.
He's definitely contradicting. It's a contradicting way of saying it because, like, he turned down the money in the first place. However, I do agree with Aaron. I think that solidifies that to the Yankees. It's like, all right, like we got to figure this out. This has to be figured out.
Well, now that you're saying we need to figure this out, I want to ask you a pretty juicy question here. There's been another man that has been stirring around the pot in the MLB, now said that the Washington Nationals are looking to trade. If you had to choose between two men for the next 10 years, between Juan Soto and Aaron Judge, who do you want? If you had to choose one this offseason, right, or you had to go give something up or maybe give away Judge's contract because of, obviously, I know they're the New York Yankees. I know they could pay fucking Donald Trump to come in and play if they wanted him to for $2 billion. But at the end of the day, who do you think would be a better fit for the next 10 years that you would want on the New York Yankees if you were like, we don't want a chip this year, right? Hypothetically, you don't want a chip this year. Are you sticking with Judge, or would you want them to go get Juan Soto?
Right? It's not a hard question for me. You go with Juan Soto, right? And it's not because I hate Aaron Judge. It's not because
That's what I wanted.
It's not because I don't like Judge, right? It's nothing personal, right? It's you look at the direction of this baseball team, right? Where are they going? When you think of the Yankees past Aaron Judge right now, what are you thinking of, Ray?
IKF with no home runs.
No. I'm thinking of Volpe. I'm thinking of Peraza. I'm thinking of Dominguez. I'm thinking of all these young studs that we have coming up, right?
Yep. How old is Juan Soto?
Juan Soto, my friend, is 23 years old.
How old is Aaron Judge?
30 years old. Okay? And that, my friend, is the deciding factor in this whole conversation. It's Aaron Judge is Mr. Yankee right now, right? He's doing it all. He's 34 home runs at the All-Star break, 64 and 28 going into the All-Star break here. But you're talking about a direction for a team. This Yankees team has been coming together for 5 years. 2017 was Judge's rookie season, right? Mm-hmm. They've been building to this point, all right? You've been building and figuring out, and Garrett Cole and this and that, and Stanton comes in, and DJ comes in, and Gleyber plays good, and then Gleyber plays bad, and then Gallo, and then Rizzo. You've been building to this point, right? If it doesn't happen this year, it's just time to part ways.
And now let me switch the question. I want to see if your answer stays the same. If the Yankees win a World Series this year with Aaron Judge, do you go out and sign him again because you have just won the first World Series since 2009?
Yes. Yes,
so it's based off of whether you... But what if Judge... Say you don't win. This is my last question for you. If you don't win, Judge hits .375 with 10 homers and 26 RBIs throughout the whole postseason. Has an unreal postseason. They make the World Series, they lose in 7. Heartbreaker.
Aaron Judge is still a Yankee.
Okay.
Absolutely is.
So I think it's based off of, obviously, because what's the one thing we talk about, right? We can say all we want about regular season baseball. We can say all we want about the regular season stats. We can say all we want about Juan Soto having an off year, right, for him. At the end of the day, he's not happy where he is. He wants to be somewhere else. He wants to be with a contender because look at how he did when they won a World Series. Should that team have won a World Series? Hell no.
Did
Should
they?
The Braves won of last year?
Did.
No. But those guys are happy to be where they are because of the organization and what they stand for. The Nationals are going down a pit of disparity and are starting to become like, I don't want to say as bad as the Orioles once were, but they're starting to get there, right?
Hey, don't you disrespect the hottest team in baseball, right?
Okay, fair. But they're going to need about 10 years after, their 45 first-round picks, number 1 overall picks to be good in the MLB again, is my point. So I think he just wants to go to a place where he's valued, and I think he wants to go to a place where because he clearly wants to win. He doesn't care about.
But he wants a home. I think he wants a home. Like he's
showing he doesn't care about money, which is like the thing for me that we talk about Judge, we talk about what the offseason had, and now he comes out and says this. It's like where's your head at as a Yankee fan?
Now, let's turn this fucking conversation on its head. All right,
fuck me, huh?
Let's turn it right on its head.
Sure.
He says that. Judge says that. Then he comes out 5 minutes later and says this. He goes, I don't give a shit. I want Juan Soto on the Yankees with me. So we're not picking and choosing now, Ray. Now we're talking about both of these guys on the Yankees. Ray, here's the question for you. And shoot it back at me if you want. You don't have to. You're the Yankees. The trade deadline approaches. You get a call from the Nationals, right? Ring, 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 ring. Brian Cashman, hey, how are you? Hey, Brian, I know that you like Juan Soto, and I know that he's a 23-year-old fucking superstar and shit, but he doesn't want to be here because we fucking stink, and I think we're going to stink for the next 15 years. But we could really change this up. We're going to make an offer for you, and it's going to include Soto in the deal and, maybe some other guys if you want to take on the contracts or something. But I really think we can make a deal here. But we need Volpe, and we need your top pitching prospect, and fuck it, man. We'll take Gallo just because, and give us Chapman just fucking cause why not? I guess we'll sell some tickets at the end of the season. So Volpe and your top 2 pitching prospect, and give me some of the money from Gary Sanchez. We'll take Chapman. We'll take Gallo off your hands, and you can have Soto. So. What do you think?
Obviously, the money's got to work out somehow, so they're going to get some probably shit or old or veteran players back in that deal. But let me ask you this question. When the fuck have the Yankees ever been a think about the future team? Right? When have the New York franchise ever said, we're thinking about the future? Where's the team that goes and pays fucking steroid Rodriguez $300 million for 10 years and says we need to win now, right? Where's that team? Because as someone who watches Yankees baseball, it's like, why are we sitting here thinking about what Volpe could be? He could be a bust. We don't fucking know, right? Baseball is one of the most unpredictable sports that we have. You gotta hit a fucking ball with a
piece of wood.
With a piece of fucking wood, right? Okay? Coming in at 98 with 12 inches of drop. Talk to me, please. Juan Soto grabs his cock and says, fuck you, I'm here. What's Anthony Volpe doing? He's still sucking on a baba down in the minors, right? We don't know what he's got. We don't know what he has. Go all in right now. You've said it this year. The Yankees look different, right? The Yankees aren't oh, well, you know what? Volpe could be good. He could be the next Jeter for us. Or no, you haven't ever thought we're going to wait for the next Jeter. You thought we're going to go buy the next fucking Derek Jeter and make him like that. That's the mindset from the Yankees over the past 6-7 years for me has gone out the window.
I will say they did well on Judge. I give them
100%.
Good job.
100%.
You know, nice job. That was pretty good. You know, hey, even one of these, but it's not a slice of pizza. Hey, one of these, huh?
Right, but like, even we've seen it with the Sox, right? With our situation with Mookie. You know what I mean? We wanted to go pay him, but we were so screwed over the luxury tax and what we did to ourselves that we put ourselves in that fucking position. We had to go the route of going young and taking a chance on Verdugo and going and getting a guy like Kike Hernandez and hoping that Devers was going to be the guy that we all thought he was going to be. Hoping Bogarts was going to be a top 3 shortstop in the league. Has it paid off? Yeah. What is the price we had to pay for it? David fucking Price, Chris Sale being injured more times than you can count, and we don't know what our bullpen looks like come playoff time.
No, you have no idea.
So my thing to you is like that's my mindset because I've grown up as much as like, you know, I am a Red Sox fan. I still like to be as truthful as I can because from looking at it from a Yankees perspective is like, when have we never not been a buy now team?
Well, let me give you this, Ray, all right? Then this is where we'll close out this conversation. But if you're the fan base of the New York Yankees, right? Look at it from my perspective, okay? I've been told over the last 3 to 4 years, watch out for Dominguez. Dominguez may
How many more years you gonna wait though?
May very well be in that deal, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Volpe very well might be in that deal. Peraza very well might be in that. Okay, but give me this, all right? Mm-hmm. If you're the fan base and you've been sitting there and you've been brainwashed, really. Right? Because it's just constant feeding of this information of just wait on it. They're coming. Wait on it. They're coming. What does that do to the fan base, right? If they go out there at the break and they trade all this stuff that they've been promising us for 3 years. Wait on these guys.
Well, and I think
like how do you feel, right? Because I know the Yankees, like we all know the Yankees of the past and they're spenders and they'll go do it. But now this new Yankee system has been wait on it. What do you do now? Like, how would you feel?
Here's my thing. If they don't even come out this year when they're having a quote-unquote outfield issue or a problem in the outfield and say, why not give Dominguez a fucking shot? Why not throw him in for 25 games after the All-Star break and see what the hell he's made of? See what he can do in a Yankees day-to-day lineup against the best pitchers in the world, right? Why haven't we... How many more years are we going to have to wait till he's 30? Juan Soto came in the league at 18 and started pissing on baseballs. Like, literally. I you know what I mean? We haven't seen a guy like that. Who was the last prospect we saw that was good? Fucking like, Julio Rodriguez is becoming that this year. He's starting to, you know, come on the map. Who's enough? Think about the Braves. Think about Christian Pache. That is the name that I think in my head where I sit there and say, he was supposed to be Ronald. He was supposed to be fucking Ronald Acuna. Ronald wasn't supposed to be shit. He was. Now he's sitting on the A's fucking... I don't even know.
Stinks.
He's hitting like 100. What if that is your guy, right? It's too much of a risk. You know what Juan Soto brings. He brings 100%. An MVP caliber type player to your system to win now.
Proven. Dude, we can count it on this hand right here, yo. How many people are that young and won a World Series? We can count them on this hand, right?
Yeah.
We can count them right there.
Who are
that then turned into the face of a franchise.
To me, it's
like who else is there?
You're
who else?
There's no one in the
Derek Jeter won him really young. right? Juan Soto, Derek Jeter.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you like young guys who. But we're at the top of their teams.
Ian Anderson?
Like, yeah, but who was the leader of that team?
Right.
Freddie
Freeman.
Exactly. Freeman and all. Like, there was a that was a team effort.
Austin Riley.
That was a team effort
whole team
at the
was
end
phenomenal.
of the day.
Yep.
But Juan Soto, like, think about what Bryce Harper was when he came up, bro. Think about the hype behind that man. What did they do? What did the fucking the Nationals have been great with that. They're the ones who say screw it. What do we have to lose? If he sucks, we trade him, right? If he sucks, why wait? If he's got this potential, when you have a problem and you're sitting there complaining about it, you have fans complaining about it, asking,
dude,
what are we going to do?
Dude,
and you sit there and do nothing, right? What if they go and do nothing at this deadline? Fucking don't play Dominguez or bring him up at any point this season, and you go into the playoffs with fucking Gallo in your 9 spot.
I think I'm 100% sold on it. I think I would do it. I would trade whoever I have to trade to get Juan Soto.
Would you rather have Gallo in your post, like at the end of the day, would you rather have Gallo as your 9 hitter, or would you rather give the chance away for Volpe and Dominguez to be superstars in the league? Because at the end of the day, they're still going to the Nationals, right? They're not going to hurt you, right? In 5 to 6 years.
I don't know if both of them go. I don't know if both of them go.
Even if they do.
I think you give up. I think it's like Dominguez and Peraza, and
Right.
some
But
and then all your fillers.
You get what I'm trying to say to you is, first of all,
proven.
You're not giving them to the Sox.
Baseball is about proven talent to me, and Juan Soto is walking human proof of a 23-year-old proven superstar.
What about Jared Kelenic? I don't know if you know who that is from the Mariners, but.
Yeah.
Bro, what did he do? He came in hitting like fucking 80 in his first time ever playing up. He was supposed to be great.
That's it. That's it.
You know what I mean?
Sold.
There's so many, like there's Bryson Stott. There's so much good talent, and the Yankees have never been that team. Like they don't have to. If you can go get Juan Soto, before the season started, right? Barring his actual statistics this season, a top 5 player that you want in baseball. You name 5 guys right now in the league that you want. It's probably Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, Ronald Acuna Jr., Juan Soto, and fucking Aaron Judge. Those are your 5. And why not, if you already have one of those guys, like the Angels have Trout and Ohtani, and for some reason can't put that shit together, imagine Trout coming under Judge's wing.
This is it. All right. Or Soto coming under Judge's wing.
Yeah, did I say the other way?
Close it with this.
Whatever.
All right. Ray, I ask you the question. Do you think the Yankees pull the trigger, especially after Aaron Judge saying that in front of the media?
I don't think that it happens. I feel like a lot of pieces would have to happen, and I think.
However,
will they make an offer? I think so. Will they make the best offer?
Now,
I feel like they're going to undersell it.
Here's the kicker of the whole thing, right? Here's the kicker of the whole thing. Juan Soto's on an expiring contract. Do you take the risk? Do you send away Volpe, Dominguez, right? Guys that you have locked in until fucking, whenever. For a guy like Soto, but you say, hey, we're the Yankees, we're World Series pushing, and we know we can re-sign him because we love it. We know he's going to love it here.
Let me ask you this. When the fuck's the last time you guys got a coveted free agent? You know what team I want to go to right now?
Garrett Cole.
Yeah. How's that turned out?
Not good. Not good.
You know what team I want to go to? See you in L.A. See you in fucking L.A. I'll go play with Mookie Betts. You fucking kidding me?
Freddie Freeman.
Go play with Freddie.
Everybody and their cousin.
Go play with one of the most unique guys in Chris Taylor. Right? The pitching staff of Kershaw, Urias, Young Walker Buehler, Tony Gonsolin. The names go on,
bro,
right? The names go on.
That
you think
team's
right now,
stupid.
If you don't go, I think the Dodgers make the biggest push
ever
because they're literally wiping their ass. Not with
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner. We didn't even fucking say him. They're wiping their ass with not hundreds. They're wiping their ass with fucking 10 grand stacks. Fucking one-sided, not even flipping the fucking thing over and using the other side.
Speaking facts right now.
Oh
shit! My head's gonna blow up, dude.
It's my opinion, man. I think that.
I think we have to start the movement. I think we need to get Soto. I think we do. I think we do. All right. That's it. I'm done.
10 to 15 years down the line, he's like, you see what the Angels did with Trout. Bro, even the fact that Mike Trout has been injured and you haven't been able to, I still at the end of the day think it's worth it.
And I love...
Like, imagine having to imagine seeing Mike Trout go somewhere else and have success if you're an Angels fan.
And I love Giancarlo Stanton. But...
He can play... Like, I know Carpenter's been crazy, but just like think about this, right? Go to a situation where you're happy. Matt Carpenter, for example. Not saying he wasn't happy in St. Louis.
That dude is happier.
They pan over the dugout. You just see Josh Donaldson fucking turn, looking at Matt Carpenter walking down the dugout, and he just goes, wow, fucking dog. Like, I could read his lips. And, like, that to me was like, you know, these guys respect the shit out of him, too. And not just about what he's been doing for the team, but what, like, just the way he's come into this with such an open mind to say, you know what, why can't I go out and be, you know, one of the best hitters on our team right now when Aaron Judge was having an MVP type season. So
that's it. The push starts here. I think Aaron Judge lit the fire, bro. I'm excited. I really am excited to see where it goes.
You better hope Juan Soto don't win the fucking Derby tonight. His price is about to go up 20 fucking mil.
I hope he wins because I got some money on him.
Here he comes on a tear again. Juan Soto's back. He's going to hit 300 after the break.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Raymonds. That's all I got.
Same.
Fellas, anything? All good?
Blue Wahoos.
The Blue Wahoos, absolutely.
I'm telling you, bro. Don't give me some clues. I'll get them shits.
B. Molson, the cut like Neosporin. That was pretty fucking good.
I like that one.
That was good. I haven't heard that one in a minute.
Pinheads.
Oh, yeah.
No, tin hats.
The pinhead Larry.
Yeah, the pinpoints.
Don't give me the Hartford Yard goat next.
No, don't do it. And it's all staged, so.
And you don't want to see us in toga.
No, that's it. That's where it gets sweaty.
Yeah, it's a dangerous.
Like I said, athletes are built there, right? Not in gin, they're built there.
Yeah.
But thank you to our great sponsors of the show. Of course, the Bunker, and we have 12 Months of June Barbershop, who stays giving me the best haircuts in the capital region, and I will die on that hill. Thank you to everybody. Really, it's been great recently, and we haven't had the chance to really say it. But things have been going very well, and I'm very grateful for everybody here, our extended team, and I'm very happy to be in this position. I feel very lucky, very blessed, and the people that are listening now, you're the OGs, and that's how it goes.
They're gonna be the OGs, and
they're gonna be the OGs, and
couple $100K.
Sometimes you got to take a second and step back and say, "Oh, thank you," and I appreciate you guys, and I know everybody here appreciates you guys, and it comes a little thicker for me and Ray because we've been here since literally fucking day one. But it's good to feel, it's good to know the work is not even close to fucking done. It's actually not even started yet. But we're very grateful for everybody, and thank you very much.
It's just been one of those things where it's kind of surreal that we've been talking about, right? Like, when's that one video gonna hit? When's that one video gonna go viral? It's like, and then
you can't make up that smile. You can't make that smile.
It starts to dwindle. You know what I mean?
You can't make that smile.
No, really,
you can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Because when you've been working your ass off, and I tell everybody, right? Because everyone sits there, right, and says, it's so easy to do a podcast. Like, oh, we have good talk when we sit there and have just regular conversations, stuff like that, right? But it's so much more. How much money, how much time, how much effort we've put in, the ups and downs we've go through fucking COVID, sit there and be like, I'm just talking sports with my friends, and then sitting here feeling, feeling the energy, right? Feeling just to be at the spots we were, to be down as at least I was, to wake up every day and fucking love what we do, man. And it is truly a blessing to be here with you guys. And like I said, bro, fucking strap in. It's a goddamn long ride.
It's a sick ride.
We're starting off I don't even fucking know what's it called. What's the start of the roller coaster called?
Hey man, we couldn't do it without you, and excited to see where this goes.
Same.
Yeah, and
we got some shit coming.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all we're gonna leave you with. We're gonna leave you with a cliffhanger.
So thanks for everybody. Thanks to everybody. Appreciate you guys. See you on the radio on Sunday, and as always, make sure
you don't forget.
You always let the Fundays roll. Bitches.